Hey guys, it's Mr. Hing again. I'm just going to go over the multiplying and dividing of fractions. Oh, that was quite a straight line. Not that one. Okay, why don't we get straight into it? Right, so in the previous video, if you did miss out, let me just show you. I did go through the adding and subtracting of fractions. Okay, I went through it in quite a lot of detail. So in case you are struggling with fractions, go for that, for adding and subtracting. And today what I'm going to be doing, or now what I'm going to be doing, is multiplying and dividing. So let's get straight into it. Okay, so let me just pick a color. Okay, right, so if we have our first question or our first example over here, I have 2 over 4 and multiplying it by 6 over 12. Okay, I just did that because I don't want you to get confused with the green lines. But right, so there's two ways of going about it. Okay, the first way is doing what we call the butterfly method, and that is got to do with first simplifying the fractions before we multiply them together. Okay, I'm going to show you what that means. And when you think of the butterfly method, think about factors. Okay, using factors. So what you're going to ask yourself is across. That's why I drew the different colors over here across the multiply sign. So not horizontal, but like diagonally across. You will ask yourself, is there a higher the highest common factor between these two numbers that go across diagonally and those two numbers that go across diagonally? So let's actually do it. So between 4 and 6, is there a highest common factor? Yes, there is, and that number is 2. So you will ask yourself, how many times does 2 go into 4? And you'll actually start crossing out. So you'll say 2 goes into 4 2 times. So this now becomes 2. And 2 goes into 6 3 times. So the 6 now becomes 3. You do the same across diagonally in the other direction. So it will be what's the highest common factor between 2 and 12? It is 2. So how many times does 2 go into 2? You cross that out. This now becomes 1. And then the 12 now becomes 6 because 2 goes into 12 6 times. And then what we do after this butterfly method, we times across. So we'll say 1 times 3 is 3, and we'll go across. 2 times 6 is 12, and then we can simplify this even further, actually, if it can be, which it can. So the highest common factor between 3 and 12 is 3. So 3 goes into 3 once, and 3 goes into 12 4 times. So our final answer is 1 over 4. I just wrote that here to kind of show us the answer. Okay, the other way that you can do it is if you first times across horizontally and then you simplify. So let's do that. 2 times 6 is 12. And then 4 times 12 is 48. Then you're going to ask yourself, is there a highest common factor between 12 and 48? Yes, there is. And it is 12. So you would literally say this divided by 12, or let me do it the same way that I did it above, where I cross it out. So you would say 12 goes into 12 once, and 12 goes into 48 4 times. So my final and most simplified answer is 1 over 4. So those are the two different ways of doing the multiplying or simplifying multiplying fractions. Let's have a look at division. And division, guys, please don't get scared or confused. It's really simple, and it's very similar to multiplying. However, there's just one extra step that we need to learn. So what you're going to do is, remember, I always tell us to first convert our mixed fractions into improper, and then you can convert back if needed. So let's just do that. So that's what we do for addition, subtraction, multiplying, and dividing. So let's do that here. So we're going to say 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. So let's rewrite that nicely. 9 over, not 2. I was going to write 4. 9 over 2. 2 because our denominator stays the same. And then what we're going to do is the first step rather. When you have a division question with fractions, please do the following. You change the sign, which is divide, into times. Okay, you change it into a multiplying sign now, and then what you're going to do is you are going to swap these numbers around. Okay, please do not swap these numbers around. Swap the fraction that it's being let me put it in nice English. So um the number that's almost doing the dividing, or let me just put it this way, the fraction on the right hand side of the division side, this is the number that we are going to swap around. So let me just take all those signs away quickly. Right, so let's carry on. So we're going to swap this, not, we don't touch the number on this side. So we're going to swap these numbers. The 4 is now going to become my numerator, and my 3 is going to become my denominator. Can you see how the places have swapped? The 3 has become the denominator, and the denominator, which was 4, has now become my numerator. And that is that. I've already taught you the skills to do multiplication. So let's actually go and implement those skills. Let me just choose black. Right, so which method do you want to do? I guess let's do both methods. So I'll show you let's do the butterfly method first that I just went through. So the butterfly method, let's do that one. We'll do it over here. So it's 9 over 2 times 4 over 3. So we ask ourselves, between these two numbers, is there a highest common factor? Yes, there is 2. So 2 will go into 2 once. 2 will go into 4 2 times. Is there a highest common factor between 9 and 3? Yes, there is. So it's going to be 3, and 3 goes into 9 3 times. 3 goes into 3 once. And now we can go ahead and times across horizontally. So it'll be 3 times 2 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. So my final answer will be 6. Let's have a look at if we just go straight across and we times. So 9 over 2 again times 4 over 3 for those of you who do this method. So we'll times across. 9 times 4 is 36. 2 times 3 is 12. And then you need to simplify further. So you'll say how many times, what's the highest common factor? 12. So 12 goes into, oh no, my error. Sorry about that. Let me just erase this. I got my multiplication wrong here. So 9 times 4 is 36. But then you must say 2 times 3 is not 12. It is 6. And then you are going to right, so let's simplify that further. You ask yourself what's the highest common factor? So it is 6 for both these numbers. So 6 goes into 36 6 times. 6 goes into 6 once. So my final answer will be 6 over 1, which is actually 6. Okay, guys, so that is how we do multiplying and dividing. I think let's just recap a little bit with regards to all fractions. So firstly, remember, when you see mixed fractions, go ahead and convert them into improper fractions so that you can work them out that way, and then convert back if needed. And also, when adding and subtracting, we need the same denominators, okay? And then multiplying and dividing, there are two methods, but just always remember to simplify.